Google is a great resource for us when we're looking for something like a recipe or fast facts about our favorite celebrity, but it isn't always the best choice when we're doing school projects. To use Google correctly for information and images, there are some rules that we have to follow. Google is free, but a lot of people have their intellectual property available for you to use. But it must be done correctly when doing a project. We have to give credit to the writers, artists, and photographers that post their information online. We call this credit a citation. Many creators don't give permission for you to use their items. So when you're using Google Images, you must make sure to change certain settings to find which images or which articles you have permission to use. Some creators have set a price. Usually this is with music and photography, so you may not be able to use it at all in your presentation. Some people, after doing their search, copy the URL of their search page. This does not give the correct URL, nor is this a correct citation. You need to select some different filters to find the original web page and to make sure you have permission to use whatever intellectual property you're trying to use. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and teach you how to search in Google Images and to find the things that you can actually use in your project. So I'm going to search for puppy. I'm going to go ahead and select images. And so right now I have a bunch of images of puppies, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you that most of these I have no idea if I have permission to use them. So I have to go over to Tools. I have to select here from Usage Rights and Labeled for Reuse. This is the only way I can use images from Google in a project. I'm not talking about at home, I'm talking about at school project. Alright, so these pictures have been labeled for reuse. I can use them in my project. I'm going to select the first one. If this is the picture that I want, I can go ahead and right-click copy. Okay, so I did right-click copy. If you are on a Chromebook, you'll need to do the two-finger click, and sometimes you can do Control-C, but usually right-click copy is best when you're doing Google Images. Now, I need to decide what I'm doing with the picture. I'm putting mine in my presentation. Sorry, that's from our Alexander Hamilton presentation. So right here, I'm going to paste my picture. I did Control-V, but you could also do right-click or two-finger click and then paste. So I've got an adorable puppy right here. But I still need to give credit to whomever took this photograph. Alright, so now we need to find a citation. Because we're not using a school resource, there's not going to be something that we can just copy and paste. And we can't put just the URL. So right now we need to go to the original website. So I click on Visit. I'm now at the original website, but I still can't just put the URL. That's not enough. That's not what is going to be accepted in your classes. We can already see that there's some information that we need. We know who the photographer is. We know when the photo was taken. And this is most of the information that we need. But I'm going to actually use a site called EasyBib to go ahead and put in all my information and make a citation. So it's not too hard, and you can do this with other types of resources as well, but I'm doing images because I think that's the one we most commonly use. So I only want to create citations. And then here I need to select what I am citing. So maybe you're citing a website, and if that's the case, you would keep it right there. But I am doing a digital image, so I come right here. And then it's going to have me fill in the information that I need to put in. Okay, so I need a title, if there is one. And if there isn't a title, then I would put a description, the author, which we did see there was an author. Sometimes there's not, but usually there is. A website title, which was Flickr. And then we would have the URL, and then when this was published. So we did see most of that information. So I'm going to go back. All right, it seems to me that the title is puppy and the author is Jonathan Kriz. So I do puppy. I type in the author's name, Jonathan Kriz. The website title is Flickr. And then we need to get the URL. So I'm going to copy and paste that. I highlight it, and then I can right-click copy or Control-C. Go back to EasyBib. I can do Control-V or right-click paste. And then the date, the date was October 2010. So I would put in October 2010. Complete the citation. And hopefully it will come up in just a minute. Not too many ads. Ah, there it is. So right here it is. All I have to do is copy and paste that. So Control-C or right-click copy. Go back to my presentation or wherever it is that my teacher wants me to put my works cited. And then I can right-click paste. And I can even change the font and the formatting if I need to. That's kind of small, so I'm going to change it to Arial 14. And then I am ready to turn in this citation. I do want to show you just one more thing, and that is when you're on your Google search, if you right-click or do the two-finger click, you do have other options besides copy image. When you're doing certain projects, like a timeline project, you may actually have to upload your picture into some sort of presentation. So you can have a folder on your computer or on Google Drive, and you can actually save your image so that you can find it later and upload it. So just ask the librarian or a teacher how to do that if you need to, because sometimes it's not just going to let you copy and paste. But the main thing I hope that you took from this is just the importance of how to cite a digital image from Google. Good practice is to cite first so that you won't have to delete an image, because sometimes later you're not able to find the correct image or the same picture, and you have to have the citation before you turn it into your teacher. EasyBib can also be used to cite other information from websites and any of your Google searches. You just need to select something different than the digital image in that that little box I showed you earlier. So I hope that this helps you, and you can always look back at this video if you need help.